Hello, everyone. Welcome back to RPG Valkyries, who are putting on Speedrun Ragnarok 2022. I'm your host, Happy Bear. I missed y'all so much that I practically strong armed staff into letting me have one more host shift, and it is going to be a doozy, people, because we have a Dragon Quest speedrun for you. And we are going to be rescuing the princess, thanks to you all, so good job. We are currently sitting at $5,597, but we have an important incentive that we can all donate towards. So we have a Skygunner run coming up later on after the Dragon Quest speedrun, and our incentive for Skygunner today is for the cutscenes to all be voiced. That would be super fun. That's a $300 incentive, and we've got 34 right now. So we've got $2.5 hours to get $266. I think we can do it and get ourselves closer to that $6,000 mark. Also, we do have a couple of bid wars open. One of them is to choose the Fantasy Star 4 party, and you can go with either Team C or Team S. Team S is in the lead with $50. Team C is at 0. If you really want to see Chaz, Rika, Rune, Ren, and Grizz, I hope I'm pronouncing Grizz correctly. You want to see them be the party of choice, get those donations in. We also have a naming incentive for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and we have the Jets and Genja23, both of which are at 0. Then we have Magus, which is at 20. Alf making a triumphant return with $25. Nikos is currently in the lead with 31. So if you really, all you Alf stands out there, if you want to see your boy or girl, and depending on which version of Alf you're thinking about, if you want to see your alien go into the lead there, then get those donations in. All right, well, I think we are ready for our awesome Dragon Quest speedrun done by Sparkover, who is a bear lover. How fortuitous is it that I am hosting for Sparko? Sparko, I believe we are ready for you.
I don't believe. Hi everybody, I'm Sparkover and we're going to play a video game, and right now I am doing a small panic because guess what? Audio is not quite working the way I want it to. So we're just gonna do a little bit of science right here. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great. We're gonna lose Happy Bear for a half second, but I'm hoping we can fix that in a second here because issues are happening, and that's okay. So if I am looking at my audio, Happy Bear, hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Uh-oh, my earbuds are broken. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you, Sparko. Can you hear me?
Yay! All right, I can hear you. I hope fantastic. Thank you, everybody. So science is fun and great, and audio routing is fun, and we're very good at marathons here. It's a good time. And now I must be louder.
Science saves the day once again.
I am a pile of wires. We are going to turn up some volume. All right, hi, I'm Sparkover, and this is my talking voice. This is my talking voice from over here. Is this some good talking voice still? Hello. I think you're great, Natara. I think you're all great. All right, so hi, it's Dragon Quest. We're going to play a video game. It's going to be good and fun. All right, so pretty much, so because this is a Japanese RTA time attack, the starting of this game is actually going to be upon power on, so I'm going to do my best to yell from over there while I'm powering my Super Nintendo off and on again for a timer, so Ah, big stretch. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and we're off. So we are going to be starting a new game here. We are the hero, and our name is E. Fantastic name. Good hero. All right, so we start off in our lovely quest here. We are a little hero, and the king says some things to me. Sorry for hitting the microphone that I don't entirely understand, because I'm going to give you a spoiler. I don't actually know Japanese, but Dragon Quest is fun and a good game, and to be fair, I can sort of understand what I'm doing, despite the fact that I cannot read anything. So we're going to collect some money and a torch and probably an herb. There's a secret herb here. The herbs heal you. And we're going to go off and buy some things and go on our adventure. So I'm going to apologize a little bit. My controller here, the down button wants me to walk right a lot. So if you ever see me like bumping a lot into a wall when I don't exactly mean to, I think it's my controller being a little mean to me, and that's okay. So in the town here, we are going to purchase a club. And we are going to purchase some clothing. We're going to get dressed right in the shop too, because that's the appropriate thing to do. We're going to go down here. We're going to get a couple herbs and a couple torches. No, we're going to get a dragon scale. I'm going to keep telling you different things and being a little bit wrong, and that's okay, because we definitely remember how to play this video game. Don't want to cancel the dragon scale. That gives you some defense. So we'll get an herb. We'll get another torch. And we will go off on our adventure. So I do also want to put on that dragon scale, because again, like I said, that gives us some extra defense. It's a little good bonus for us. So off into the world here. Can you believe that we are going to fight some slimes? Because yes, folks, we are about to fight some slimes. Yeah, we're fighting some slimes. There are some blue ones, there are some red ones, and there are also some drakies here as well. And so we just want to fight sort of around this little area here. There's a certain line that we don't want to cross, because that's where things get a little bit scary. To be fair, these ones I'm even slightly scared of right now, but I believe in us. We're a big, strong warrior. Look at that. So yeah, for anybody who has seen Dragon Warrior for the NES, there are a lot of quality of life improvements for the Super Famicom version here. Look, we found level 2. Fantastic. So once we're at level 2, we're going to start heading on to the next town, which was called Cole in the Japanese version, but I believe it's called Myra in this one. There's a nice little bridge up here. For anyone who doesn't know, bridges mean danger on the other side. It can get scary. I read automatic stairs in chat, and I saw it said stary. And yes, there was also a question in chat. Do I just have the menus memorized? Mostly. I will definitely make a few mistakes here and there, and you will probably forgive me, but the game will not. That's the problem. I have done some very silly menus in this game before, by accident. But yeah, so I was pretty familiar with the English version of this speedrun, which is very similar. So right now we're just going to try and get a little bit more of a level here. The last little safe section before moving on. I'm probably going to heal myself after this battle here. Use one of the herbs. But yeah, the game itself isn't too complex, so even not knowing any Japanese, learning the speedrun for this, I still had a fun time doing. Yeah, just walking around back and forth. That ghost I'm a little terrified of. I shouldn't be. I think we're probably close to the next level at this point. Hey, look at that. We're close to the next level at this point. Good stuff. Alright, so after this, we're going to use the herb to heal up again because we got some HP from that. And we are going to head north to the town. We wish to defeat a stronger enemy with the torches that we have because it's sort of similar to a fireball spell, except it's a torch. So we're probably hoping for like either a juicy scorpion or maybe a Magidrake. I'm trying not to waste my HP on any of these enemies because I want to be kind of safe, but we made it to the town, but I still want that fight, you know? So here we go, Juicy Scorpion. If only I knew which menu was the item menu. It comes back to me a second ago. So these ones are going to attack me a little bit because they're a little bit angry. But that's okay. So yeah, throw the torches on them. Eat that delicious Juicy Scorpion. That didn't defeat it. I have some concerns here. This is kind of bad. Why? Did I have another torch on me that I missed? That's kind of bad that I died there, but you know what? That's okay. We're gonna have fun. It's fine. Fun is fun. Just ignore that. So the king's kind of unhappy with me, I think. I'm sorry, mister. He's gonna ask us if we want to save and if we want to continue our journey, which we do, but now we feel shame. I feel like... Do I have another torch on me? No, I don't. I don't know, did we just get unlucky with that? Who knows? Either way, we're just gonna walk back there. It'll be a small setback, but you know what? That's okay. And we can fight these fights along the way as well. It's kind of sad that we missed out on that fight just because the juicy experience from that really would have helped us a lot, but, you know, we can just grind the old-fashioned way. Because we will, you know, catch up on a few fights from walking back there. Yeah, over the hills, over the bridges, find some slimes. We're not going to be able to do anything about the extra scary enemies over on the other side of the bridge there, but it's okay. We shall overcome this. This is probably going to be our last couple steps of the safer ground. Starts to get scary here. I don't know if I trust myself to fight this friend right now, since we're already kind of far ahead. Or behind. Far ahead? Oh gosh, no. Don't put those words in my mouth, that's a lie. The ghost, though, yes. I just kind of assumed we were going to get to a scary monster here, but... There we go. Alright, so into town here. We're gonna discuss a quality of life thing. Instead of having to hit into a menu and hit search on the ground, we can just hit the left or right button here. And look at that, a secret item on the ground, the fairy flute. That'll come up to us later. There are drawers. Yeah, there are drawers in this game. That's also a quality of life, so we're going to find some items in these drawers. One of those is going to be... You've got seeds in this game. The seeds will give you, different stats depending on what they are. And now we're going to do a nice little death warp in the swamp to go home. I'm going to save again. Very important part of this now is we have picked up a strength seed. And we want to roll 3, and we did, and that's fantastic. Congrats to me. I definitely didn't mean to go that way, but my controller wanted me to. So yeah, we got our strength seeds, so the strength seeds, we're going to get 2 of them in the game here, and you want them to total 5 at the minimum. And because 3 plus 5? 3 plus 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. You want to roll at least a 2 on the first one, but if you can roll a 3 right away, you're very happy with that. So that was great. I'm gonna be honest, BT. I don't know. I don't know the number of HP that the scorpions can have, but it does sound like I did roll a little bit small on there. Either that or I missed a torch somewhere that I forgot about, but I didn't think I did. But either way, look at this. We are going over here to a next tiny little grindy section. We're gonna get our next level here and then go up to town. So, what's good, Happy Bear? How you doing?
You know, I am fantastic. Do we have time for a message real quick?
Oh, please.
Excellent. Well, if you have stumbled into our channel by accident, or you got here from a raid or something like that, you may not know who the RPG Valkyries are. Well, who are we? We are an inclusive group of female and femme-leaning speedrunners. You know, honestly, sometimes I feel like female gloop, so it's all good. But we all love and run RPGs, such as Dragon Quest. If you'd like to join our Discord, please use !Discord for the link in chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders. We are currently doing Speedrun Ragnarok. That's why we're on day 6 of our huge marathon. And we're proud to be benefiting Take This again this year. Well, let's take this. It's a mental health nonprofit, and their main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. Pretty cool, and I hope that you'll get those donations in to support them. Also, Sparko, one of the things that I love most about the Dragon Quest series is the music. I have been a Dragon Quest music enjoyer for 20 years. Have never played a Dragon Quest game, but I love the music. It is so, so good.
Yeah, it really is. I actually only got into the series about maybe, I don't know, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I've only played through the ones on the Nintendo, but quite enjoyable.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was thinking about jumping in with one of the newer ones, but maybe I'll go back and play an older one, who knows?
So anyway, what we're doing right now, we are filling up our inventory. Why are we doing that? Because there is a chest in the cave that has the death necklace, and we want it. Which I'll explain in a second, but I'm making sure my inventory is full. Which it is now. So here we are full. We are so full. What is that? Why? Is that more clothing? Did I do something funny? You know what? That's okay. Maybe we're not supposed to buy clothing. Maybe I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Anyway, so there is a chest in the mountain cave, which we're going to right now, that has a death necklace. You have a 1 in 16 chance of picking it up. However, if your inventory is full, the game will process it as you'll pick up this item. Do you want to pick it up? So if we pick up the wrong item and you say no, and because your inventory is full and you can't replace you can't put it in your inventory right away, they'll ask if you want to replace something. So if you say no, you have a chance of opening up the chest again to re-roll for the item. So pretty much you can guarantee that you can get the item you want. Which is good, but it also means you can't use a torch in this cave, so we must walk through the cave in the dark. So for that, I will actually be turning up the sound on my television quite loud, so I can tell when I am bumping onto the walls and have to make a turn. It'll be good fun. So if the TV volume comes through on the microphone a little bit, I do apologize, but it's kind of important. Yes, get ready for the bonks. So, alright, let's just turn this up. If you hear the double slime fight volume, that's okay, you'll forgive me. Alright, here we go. So I'm definitely going to be listening for this cave right now. Pretty much. Ah, it was a battle. That's why I wasn't hearing bonks right away. Oh, we don't want to be whacking this one with our stick, though. We want to be firing this one. So yeah, as you can also tell in a previous level, we have learned the fire spell. If you are, like, incredibly paying attention, you can actually sort of see the outline of where the cave is. But I'm a little bit rusty, so I just go for the bonks on the wall. The only place you can't do that is upcoming over here when we'll be walking beside the water, but that's sort of, it's an easy to tell landmark. And after this fight, we'll want to use an herb. So the good news about using an herb is that, they come in a stack of 6 there, as you can see. So as long as you have 1 in there, it counts as an inventory space. So there's the water that we had to sort of backtrack against. I kind of worry I made slightly a wrong turn here because my controller might have done a thing, but you know what? That's okay. We will find out in a moment here. I think we're good. Honestly, I was thinking about trying to go out and buy a new controller, but the weather was just very, very winter, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to go out extra distance after work one day to try and find a new one. Should be good here. What did I do? Did I go into the nook? Ugh. Nooks are meant to be cozy, not bumping into the wall. Alright, so we're almost on the first floor here. Dropping around the corner here. Alright, so down here, let's check my health actually. No, it's good for now. We're gonna have 2 treasure chests. The first one doesn't matter, the second one means business. This enemy didn't see me, so I'm just gonna run because I wanna get to my torch using. So I'm sometimes bad at this. I can't quite tell. I can't quite tell. Okay, I did find a chest, and that's the money chest. So that's the first one. That one doesn't matter. Here is the one where we look for the death necklace. As soon as I can find the door. Did I walk too far? I think I walked too far, actually. I think it's back here. There we go. Alright, so pretty much, I don't know how to read this, but when it says death necklace, it's a very long string of characters. So I always second guess myself, and I'm like, am I gonna miss it? But it's just saying torch, torch, torch right now. And it'll say a different string of words. This is my, you know, very technical speed running. There we are. See, it looks different. So you say, yes, you want to pick it up. We want to throw out this extra set of clothing that I picked up by accident. And now, because we have our death necklace, we can use a torch and look at the rest of the cave. Fantastic. All right, serious time is over. I think I'm scared of this skeleton. I think they're the big scary ones. So I don't really want to encounter that right now. We want to get through this cave. Whew! Anyway, stressful time is over. Let's have fun again. I mean, it's not totally free, but, you know, it never is. We're about to go pick up the iron shield over here, which is actually going to carry us through the game. Alright, and we're definitely going to equip that right away because shield is yes. And just got a few more seeds over this way that we can go pick up, and then we will be doing another roll for 2 or 3. Because we got our 3 on the first one, so at least we don't have to worry so much about that. Gonna heal up again there. Oop. Alright, I'm allowing us to do a fight here, because I'm feeling confident since we have our shield now, and we're getting pretty close to the end. I'm playing it very, very safe here just because I know there was already one little setback. That's okay. Alright, so here we want to toss out, we can toss out one of our torches. We have so many torches now. Toss out another torch. And you know what? We're going to use this one because that's not the strength seed. It's an MP seed, and I'm okay to do that. Anyway, we're going to do a death warp here, but we're just going to do it the funny, silly Sparko way where we find a fight and whack whatever we can with our club until it gets us or we get them. One of the two. It's not the fastest way to do a death warp, but it's what I'm doing for now. If you're going for super zoomy route, you would probably just, you know, get naked in the cave and get in trouble. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Oh man, I wanted to get naked in a cave.
Ah, sorry. I should have done that sooner. That's just the RPG way. Oh, shoot, I'm already at the level. I guess because I took that funny death, things are kind of a little bit off as far as this goes. But you know what? So normally you just, like, show them your club, which... Can you, controller, please? My buttons are a little bit funny. That's okay. You know what? This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Like, the encounters, we haven't encountered anything awful. Okay, this skeleton will send us home. Fantastic. But yeah, that's just, you know, video game logic. If you take off your armor, you'll take more damage. Just the way of the game. Anyway, so we are going to use our strength seed here. We're definitely going to save. The only thing we reset is if we roll a 1 here, so big numbers, big numbers! Oh, I have to get up? No. But yeah, so pretty much the process in battle is you can, like, use an item, but if you, like, use your club instead of attacking with your club, it essentially does nothing, and it's a free move for the enemy. 2! 3 plus 2 is 5. We did the math. Don't tell Natara. Controller, please. But alright, off we go. So yes, we've rolled a 5 overall, which is what we need. And now we are going to go buy some keys, which are going to open up all the doors in the world, because that's how video games work. 1 key to open them all. We've got a little bit of a walk to go here. I think I only have 1 herb left because I played it pretty safe in that cave over there. We're just gonna fight all the little things along the way. Yeah, there's some more of those swamp tiles. Those actually come into play later on. We did the death warp in the first town using them, and you see this little patch of swamp here? That's actually going to be very important in the near future. But for now, we actually do want to stay alive. So this is the swamp cave over here. Definitely going to heal up a little bit more. So this cave, in theory, you could use a torch in it, but it's just straight down and around at the bottom, so we really don't need to worry about that. Oh, I see a Pemmin in the chat. Shoutouts to Pemmins. Happy Bear earlier on played a game where there was a bear who had to save a penguin. It was very good.
That is very true, and we saved that penguin, dang it. It was heroic and really heroic. Yep. I said
and
it.
really heroic.
Yes, it was. Also, may I share a message?
Please.
Are you aware, anyone who is listening within the sound of my voice, including you, Sparko, are you aware that we have merch? You can support Take This and get some sweet Speedrun Ragnarok swag by ordering one of our official shirts. !merch in chat will give you the links to our listings on Bonfire. We also have cool prizes. Prizes, people. Everyone loves prizes. We're excited to have 2 grand prizes this year. One of them is a streaming setup. The prize includes a mic, keyboard, and a headset generously provided by Take This. Any donation you make during the marathon enters you into the drawing for that prize, and every donation goes to support mental health. Also, the other prize, Team 17, the makers of Monster Sanctuary, have generously donated a code pack for a bunch of their other games. If your backlog is looking pretty empty or you just love to have fun, this is an awesome prize. And again, any donation you make during the marathon enters you into the drawing for that prize. So please get those donations in. We are still sitting at $5,597, and we are still at $34 of 300 for the Skygunner Voice the Cutscenes incentive. So definitely get those donations in, and we will achieve that incentive and be heroes.
Casually going down to 1 HP in a fight during the speeches, good times. But hey,
Yeah,
look, we made it to the next town.
That's
Here-
peak content.
Exactly, gotta have some excitement. So in this sneaky little hut around the corner is this man who sells us some keys, and they will open every door in the world, and that's really gonna, get the ball rolling here, so to say. So yeah, that's a bit of a sneaky town because you have to walk all the way around the town, and it's definitely not obvious at first. And I'm gonna let you in on a little shameful secret. The last time I played this run, I forgot to grab the HP seed in the chest down here, and it definitely made things difficult for me in that later on part. So I felt silly for that. And it made sense because I had too many keys. But anyway, so here we are. We pick up the strength seed. I was supposed to empty my inventory first, but you know what? That's okay. We can throw this torch on the ground. We're gonna have a bit of a temper tantrum. You know what? We're gonna have the temper tantrum in the store, actually, because we're gonna have a real angry moment here. So first off, I'm gonna barge you and be like, yo, what up? I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this strength seed. Or HP seed, rather. And then we are gonna take our club and throw it on the ground and be like, no, I don't want this anymore. Then we're gonna take our clothing and throw it on the ground and be like, no, I don't want this anymore. Then we're going to talk to the man. And so this is why we picked up the death necklace, because the death necklace sells for a lot of money, actually. So that's the secret. So for 1,200 gold, we're going to buy the death necklace, or rather sell the death necklace, and then we are going to buy this new sword, which is big and shiny. Hooray. And that's why we threw a club on the ground, because we're having a bit of a temper tantrum. So over here, we are going to purchase, we're going to rebuy our herbs, rebuy a torch, and get a few wings, the wings is essentially a teleport home, as long as you are not inside a cave. I keep trying to buy herbs by accident when I just wanted to buy one more wing. Alright, inventory looks good, inventory looks good. I believe this is for my consumption, yes. Menuing when you can't read what you're doing. Good times, folks. Anyway, so we go back home here, and we go in and out of the castle. There is a treasure room here. Just gonna, steal from the king a little bit. It's the polite thing to do. We'll get a few more seeds in here and some money. Good stuff. Get some more nice stats from here. Go around here, we're gonna restock on keys, and one of our first quest items is here. So hey, how are we gonna fight the Dragon Lord? We have to get to his castle, and to get to his castle, we have to build the Rainbow Bridge, and to build the Rainbow Bridge, we need the Rainbow Drop, and to get the Rainbow Drop, we need the Stones of Sunlight, Staff of Rain, and Erdrick's Token. But it's not Erdrick's Token because this is the Japanese version. It's actually Roto's Token, and that's okay. We can get that. It's fine. And so anyway, for the first quest item, we get it down here. Gonna go into this gentleman's house, go through his drawers a little bit, because that's what you do as a hero. But I think I chose the wrong one. It's this one, isn't it? Yes, it told me I found nothing. It told me I found a bunch of old socks or something. But there's our HP seed, and that'll be very nice for us. And so then here he's gonna, say some things for us. We're gonna go into here, get the Stones of Sunlight. You know it's important because there's a little animation for it, and instead of him talking to us, we're just gonna use the wing to get back. And now we're gonna go back to the other town over here so we can go into the tomb. Just a little bit of walking and buying things right now. So Happy Bear, you got anything for us?
I do, as a matter of fact. We have a donation from the Altar Maven for $5.43. And they say, "This is unfortunately my last donation. This event has been amazing so far, and am excited to see the rest of what is offered." Cat Dragon says, "Trans rights, meow." Thank you, Altar Maven, for that generous donation, and that puts us at $5602.43.
Very nice, thank you. I'm kind of at the point where, like, you know, these little slimes aren't really worth so much to me, but I'll still fight them just because mashing through buttons in marathon mode. So we're back to town here. We are going to stay at the inn, which I always do needlessly, but pardon me, but I still do anyway. Alright, so over here we are going to purchase some new armor. It's called the chainmail in the English version, which sometimes I feel kind of bad that I don't learn, like, all the proper terms in the Japanese version, but it's just like, I can't read it. I'm pretty sure all of my armor is proper. I just want to make sure because I like to double check before we go into something a little more dangerous. So in the back door here, there's, you know, this nice little area, and then, ooh, a secret door? What's that? There's a tomb down here where we're going to find the silver harp. And the silver harp is going to be what we exchange for the Staff of Rain. So again, quest items. Very important. Very good. And so after this, we're actually getting to one of the more dangerous parts of the entire run, which is Golem Walk, which is no fun because fighting Golem itself, it's not too dangerous, but getting there is the dangerous part because we have a safety method. Oh, that was the end of the path. That's okay. Yeah, so the portion after this one is sort of one of the bigger RNG places. Hey, we got our level quite early again because we did some funny deaths. That's okay. That's good. That'll just give us HP sooner. I like HP to stay alive. Speaking of, I think we picked up another HP seed there, so that's good for me. Let's eat it. It's delicious. 5 HP, that's pretty decent. Alright, so down here we go, as soon as we finish another fight here. This is translated, I have steel, sword chain, and mail equipped. Sounds fair. That's relatively accurate. By the way, Happy Bear, we're gonna break the fourth wall here. I know that people in chat have been asking some questions, and I think a lot of people have been good at covering those answers too, but feel free to pass on anything to me if I miss it, because, you know, video games and chat is difficult.
Absolutely. I will be on the lookout for some questions. Yeah, if anyone would like to ask some questions in chat, then I will be happy to pass those on to our runner.
Yeah, so right now we're just descending the cave. Of course, as caves go, things are going to get more difficult as we go down. But that's, you know, it's the nature of dungeons. They want to make a challenge. Want to walk into the wall a little bit, apparently. That's okay. Alright, so now you know it's getting serious because the music changed a little bit. I think I'm actually going to heal up a little bit, but we don't want to use our herbs. We want to use our MP. How are we at? 57 HP. That's pretty decent. We are hoping to get one more level before we walk to Golem. Ooh, a back attack from this friend. That's kind of rude. The wolves, we can always put to sleep, and that's very good, so that's some nice free experience right there. And a critical hit as well, which is very nice. And we're mismenuing a little, but that's okay. Pretty much when I get to the bottom floor, it's either going to be fight enemies or do a death warp, depending on who we find. So this little friend here, they actually healed themselves right away. Like, I understand them healing on the first, like, the second move, after it's attacked, but on the first move? Why would you do that? We're almost at the end here. One more floor after this one. And again, we're going to find another, you know, another nice item with, like, an animation and a fancy little tune. You know it's the good stuff. So the silver harp here. We're going to exchange it for the Staff of Rain. But what if we played a nice song on the silver harp? It's so pretty. Sour, please. And also it summons an enemy. And this is the scariest enemy, so we're just going to do a death warp here, I think. I wonder what the fire spell does to it. Does it do very much? Does it do nothing? That's okay. It doesn't matter. Because we're doing a death warp. That's what you want to do at this point. So we're going to pull our headphones out of our ear by accident. There it goes. Mr. Spooky Skeleton gives us the death warp. So 172 experience for the next level. That's kind of decent. I mean, I generally do like to try and get a little bit more in the cave there, but that, you know, that enemy there is the most strong and powerful one, and I figured taking the time to try and run from it and then find a new enemy, not worth my time. Or is it? Who knows? Either way, we're on the worst part of the game now, which is Golem Walk. You're welcome. So yeah, we do want to get one more level before we go there, and please expect me to die, because it's just kind of what happens. But yeah, so we will be going down to some scarier and scarier places. Now, I did see a question in chat earlier about metal slimes. They are in this game. So in this particular category, you're not allowed to manipulate them, but there is a different category where that sort of thing is allowed. However, not here. So we just have to sort of, you know, have luck on our side. And then that's sort of, I call them friends. They're good little friends. And we just hope they appear so we can hug them with our sword. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, they are worth a ton of experience, so you just pretty much have to have a bit of luck on your side and hope that, one, you can encounter it, and two, that you can actually defeat it, because they only have, like, 4 HP, but, you know, they're very shy. They tend to run. Alright,
Sparko
so...
is... Oh, go ahead. Are you sure? I don't want to step on your toes here.
Oh, I'm very sure. Please step on my toes. Wait. Don't do that, but please say some things.
Perfect. Well, we have a $50 donation from Dotfa Pemin, who says, Bear Pemin, Bear Bear Pemin, Bear Bears Bear, Pemin, Pemin Bear, Bear Pemin. Shoutouts to the Vox. Much love to you all. Best of luck on the run, Sparko Pemin. Sparko Bear. Sparkover. Hope the Dragon Lord isn't suey. And that generous donation puts us at $84 out of 300 for the Voice the Cutscenes incentive. And things are getting a little bit spicy for the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest naming incentive. Magus now leads with $70 over Nikos with $36.43 and Alf with $25. So we have some Chrono Trigger fans in chat, and they are hopping.
Nice. Thank you so much, Dot. Very much appreciated. We had another moment where I got down to 1 HP during the talkie section again. But we got our level, and now we're doing the scariest portion of all, which is Golem Walk, which nobody wants to do. It's big and scary. I did lose some life there, didn't I? Yes. Are we out of MP? We're getting close to out of MP already. I think we're out of MP at this point now. But first, pretty much all we do at this portion is run from enemies. I can use herbs, or I can take one death and hope to survive next time. Anyway, friend? That's not a friend. This is the little friend zone here where the metal slimes can appear, and they always appear right here! Oh, I tried. I really tried. But yeah, other than the metal slimes, everything is big and scary and wants to, you know, defeat me. So, the hope is that we can get over to Golem safely. The way to fight Golem is actually pretty easy in theory, pretty much. So remember that fairy flute we picked up early on? If you play the fairy flute, Golem is guaranteed to stay asleep for 1 turn. So that means you can have a free attack and then play the flute again and you are fine. Anyway, because we're so far down this path already, I am going to commit and start using herbs to heal. So you can be brave and try and sneak extra attacks into Golem, but because we're in a marathon, I just do it the safe way. So 1 step before Golem, we're going to heal up all the way. And please give me luck in menuing. Hello, Golem. So there is my fairy flute. So yeah, this is just going to be a little bit of a long fight of a lot of good music and attacks. So yeah, just got a menu proper. So thankfully, as long as you keep all of your herbs on you and don't use the last one, the fairy flute's always going to be in the exact same location. But I still try to be a little bit careful with menuing. Because, like, just one double tap of the attack button by accident, that can send you back home. And the walk, to be fair, that walk went very well. But sometimes I usually get sent home at least once. Wait, I just played the flute. Now we're attacking. See, I need to keep track of what I'm doing too. It's like half serious time. It really shouldn't be like super serious time, but, you know. You have to know what you're doing. Yeah, please. I hope you enjoy the sound of the fairy flute. Because this is the time. Okay. See, I almost hit the attack button an extra time by accident. But yeah, pretty much, if you're going for like a super speed run, you try and like sneak in 1 or 2 attacks, and like you try and heal up. And then sneak in extra attacks. And it can be really stressful, but of course, you know, when you're actually going for the time saves, that's what you need to do. Oh, BT singing the Song of the Golem. It's true, the Golem will just wake up and punch you, and that's it. We should be getting pretty close, though. It's, you know, again, if you're trying to PB, you'll probably, like, you know, count damage and be good. But because, you know, we're just doing it the absolute safest way you can, it'll be over when it's over. You can hope for a critical hit, but I should have hoped harder, I guess. I almost double tapped again. The Golem is a level up vending machine, but yes, only once. Yeah, you get so much experience from this. We're like level 9 now. I think we're gonna go up, like, I don't remember how many levels, but it's like 2 or 3. Hey, there we go. Yeah, 2,500 experience from this one strong boy. And into the town. Anyway, so here comes one of the hardest parts in the game. Vault boss. So we need to empty our inventory as much as possible because we want to get as much holy water as we can, which we'll explain in the future, and I've already mismenued. Didn't I? Alright, so we want to put something in. No, but not money. We want to put something in that is an item. There we go. Alright, right? Something is wrong. Hello. Oh, it was the first option I wanted. There we go. Okay, we finally made it to through the menu boss. So we're going to put in the dragon scale, which we'll take out later. We will put in our herbs because we don't need those. Those take up precious space. We will put in the fairy flute, which we'll never take out again. And what have we got here? We've got stones of sunlight and silver harp. And that's correct, isn't it? Need keys. Oh, we have to put in all those herbs? I forgot about that. You know what? We're gonna have a temper tantrum. I don't want to do it individually. I'm used to having fewer herbs on me. Like, I'm used to using pretty much all of them up at this point, so you know what? That's not the best way to get them around, but let's throw them around a little. So here, hello, we're gonna buy one wing. One wing, please. And over here, we're gonna stay at the inn. Except we're actually gonna talk to the person instead of yelling at him from a half tile away, because that's rude. It's just a very, very temperamental hero. So for this drawer, we actually can use telekinesis and stop from a half tile away. And we're not going over there, are we? Yes, we are. Why am I trying to go the wrong way? Hello, I'd like to buy some keys, please. To fill up on keys again. And we're already full on them because I filled up elsewhere. What if I didn't try to do the same thing more than once? Who knows? That's okay. We've got another seed to get over here. We're gonna eat them. Do we eat the seeds? Is that how it works? I don't know. I mean, pumpkin seeds are pretty good. We get some lovely stats, and then over here we're gonna buy some holy water. The holy water repels, it's essentially the repel spell. Small enemies will not attack us here. And folks, we're actually getting into, the name of the category here, the Dragon Loop. So we're gonna use one of the holy waters, buy one more, use the wing to get home. So yeah, all the little enemies will be repelled from us, so we shouldn't encounter anything until we get into the cave, just because it doesn't work in the cave. So very nice quiet walk this way. So, why is it called the Dragon Loop, you ask? Because we're about to kill 7 very special dragons. Why are they special? Because they're also experience vending machines. Not quite to the same amount as the golem over there, but enough that this makes it pretty much the fastest way to get around here. And look, somewhere in our levels there, we learned this spell, which not only does the same thing as a torch, but it does it better than a torch. So fun fact, it's faster to heal in battle and run than it is to just heal on the main screen here. Because you can pretty much expect to encounter something anyway. But alright, so we are going to be fighting 7 dragons here, as I said. So the first dragon, I believe we have an average of 11 hits, and we kind of want to pay attention to our HP here. So we want to heal around 40-ish HP. That's 2 hits. I'm just going to preemptively heal there. 3. Heal again. 4 hits. 5 hits. 6 hits. Sorry, I said the number wrong. I'm level 11. Heal again. It's 10 hits that we want. What's this? 7 hits? Question mark? This is getting kind of close, so I'm gonna do one more heal there. Nice. This should take us out, I think. I'm gonna be brave. Being brave worked. Alright, very good. Alright, so the dream is you want to have the lowest amount of health possible, because what you do here to make the dragon loop is you defeat the dragon, and there's the princess! Yay, we're gonna rescue her! As far as your donation said, right? Not quite, but I'll explain this right now, actually. So to make the dragon loop work, you pick up the princess, then you take her outside, because you're going to take her home, right? By the way, we've just learned the spell of outside, so that works very well. And then you're going to walk around in the swamp a little bit until you die. And the princess gets sent back to where she was, and you get sent back to the king. So pretty much this loop makes it so you can defeat that dragon in the cave multiple times. So don't worry, the princess always gets sent back, and thanks to your generous donations, we will be rescuing her, just a bit later. Yeah, so
Speaking of generous donations,
yes, please.
We have a $5 donation from Tempest Mask 1000, who says, $5 for the 5 letters in quest. Qualified, an evil explorer seeks trusted allies? Okay, that might have required an A. I had to support my friend Sparkover showcasing this rad Dragon Quest run to the event. Let's keep raising money for Take This triumphantly. Good luck, Sparko. Thank you, Tempest Mask, for that donation, and that puts us at $89 out of $300 for the Skygunner incentive. We just need $211 more dollars. We can get there, chat. And we also have a let me rephrase this. Tempest Mask put their $5 donation towards Team C, which is now at $5, compared to $50 for Team S in the Phantasy Star 4 Choose the Party incentive. This may be the beginning of a comeback for Team C.
So the main important reason you want to pay attention to your HP and keep it as low as possible when you're about to defeat the dragon, is because your holy water runs out after a certain number of steps, and so, the less HP you have, the longer your holy water will last. Now we're going to have an average of 8 hits to defeat this dragon. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm hoping this one will do it for 6. Ooh, that dragon acted first. I'm gonna heal one more time because marathon safety. But this should be fine. Wow, that's pretty much perfect there. Fantastic. That was dragon number 2. So again, we rescue our princess. Go outside. Which, for those paying attention, I definitely used the wrong spell the first time I entered the cave, but that's okay. And out we go again. And by the way, also thank you, Tempest, for that donation. I got lost in my words there.
I often get lost in my words, so, we're just 2 bears getting lost in their words in the forest together.
Words are hard, okay? Alright, so we're almost out of holy water here, so once we defeat the next dragon, we can actually buy it in the town right beside us here. That'll be kind of convenient. But yeah, so the first 2 dragons, we actually got very lucky with the amount of HP we had leaving. we're gonna use the proper spell. The last time I did this run, actually, I managed to get a metal slime on the way to Golem, and, it threw off my numbers. I was so confused. I'm like, what's happening? But of course, it still saves time overall, because huge experience bonus. That's 3 hits. Up. 4. Heal. 5. Probably 3 more hits, so I'm just gonna do a heal there and hope. Cross your fingers. We got it. I'm being a little more brave than I usually am during a marathon, but that just seems to be how the hits are rolling right now. So pretty much who attacks first, who gets the initiative, it's not like set in stone, like, especially for these earlier levels of fighting the dragon, it's like still likely to plan that the dragon's gonna hit first, but I am being cheeky. But it's paying off right now, and that's the problem, because it's just gonna make me braver. Oh, my holy water ran out and I didn't realize it, actually. Oops. Do I still have 1 more? That would make sense, but I was just gonna take those 3 steps without worrying about it. So I believe I saw, yeah, so we do have the return spell now, which is just like a slightly faster way to get out of the castle. It's not a ton, but it's okay. Anyway, we buy more holy water here. In the shop in the back corner here, which guess what? Oh, excuse me, sir. Locked behind a door. How dare. So I believe, yeah, I do have 1 more holy water. Fantastic. So we don't need to worry about buying another one after we fill our inventory here, because that's how, like, usually I'm out of them. But just because, oops. Just because I happen to actually get such good, HP out of the dragon, which by that I mean low HP out of the dragon, I am a lot, you know, I was a lot further ahead in that way than I usually am, so that's cool. Anyway, this dragon, we actually don't need to worry as much about our HP coming out, because we get to take the princess back to the castle, yay! Except not yay. It's not as exciting as you think it is, please. Fear for the princess still. She's in danger. Kind of mean, actually. Back we go again. Turn on the lights. I like it when I heal and then the enemies miss me too. That makes it a lot nicer. Yeah, still an average of 8 hits for this dragon, but again, we don't need to, like, worry about dancing between, like, low HP and not, so I'll just be a little more generous with my heals, because I can be. Don't need to play it dangerously. So pretty much at this point, I just heal whenever I hit around 40 HP and don't bother counting my attacks, because fine. If it's like, you know, big PB attempts, then I definitely can try and be a little more counting, but we're being safe. It's a good time. And there we go. Fantastic. So hello again, princess. How's it going? We're gonna take you home now. so happy. She's not going to be happy for a little while. So again, we go outside, and this time we get to go back because we need to buy some keys. And they sell keys at the castle. Waltz in, we're like, hey, hello, got a princess here. What up, guards? What up, everybody? And no one really seems to care. You know, going about their business. Anyway, so this person right here, who I actually visited earlier, when I didn't really need to, but I did anyway, sells keys. But you have to use a key to get in there, so, you know, video games. Video games logic. Alright, so we've got all our keys, and down here, remember those swamp tiles? This is like swamp times a million, and it really hurts you quickly. And so it essentially, it has the same function. The princess is back in her spot, the dragon is back in its spot. And we get to do the walk. Again, we're familiar with this walk. I should still have holy water on, so I probably don't need to use it yet. We've seen this walk a few times already. You got anything for us, Happy Bear?
Absolutely. So I mentioned merch earlier, and so if you type the exclamation point merch in chat, then you can get a link to our official shop, which is back again with a wider selection of items than ever before. You can get tees, hoodies, and tanks, as well as super comfy football jerseys. You can even choose from light or dark logos, depending on if you're a light kind of person or an evil, dark kind of person. Just kidding. Round out your wardrobe with some Speedrun Ragnarok gear and support Take This at the same time. I also mentioned prizes earlier. If you type exclamation point prizes in chat, you can see the amazing grand prizes that we have. We also have a bonus set of prizes to give away to anyone who donates on any day during the marathon. Pretty cool. So we definitely encourage you to do that, and those donations will get us closer to that donation incentive for Sky Gunner, which is voice the cutscenes. If we hit $300, the runner themselves will voice the cutscenes for Sky Gunner. And generally when I've seen incentives like that, they invariably turn out to be hilarious. So definitely donate towards that, and we can get that extra little bit of fun injected into our day.
I miscounted a little bit, and I'm not quite sure if I am ahead of where I think I am or not, so I'm going to be a little more careful with my heels here. I think we're good here, though. I think. Okay. Yeah, 34 is not optimal, but again, taking it safe. I really like the look of the light logo on the pink shirt, but that's because I love that shade of pink, so I'm more inclined to choose based on the shirt color rather than the logo color.
You know, pink does sound nice. As I've gotten older, I've decided that I really do enjoy wearing pink, so I might have to look into that.
The real talk, the dark logo, the really light pink, that's not quite my cup of tea. It's not awful, but for me, just not so much. But the light logo pink shirt color, that is my brand of pink right there. And I keep going back and forth about whether I want a shirt, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I really want one, but I have so many t-shirts, but I'm probably gonna get one day. They're only available for a few more days. What do I do? Alright, how much inventory space do we have left? We've got enough, alright. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure after that 5th dragon there, it's generally the time to go play Boss Vault again. So if you remember that item place that I really struggled with, we get to visit it one more time, but this time we're taking items out, and that's the easier one, right? Nope, I did it wrong. I did it backwards. Sorry. Sorry, item merchant. It's the second option twice. There we go. So we are going to take out our dragon scale for a little bit of extra defense, and just to make that dragon angry, be like, ooh, I got a scale. And then we'll take out our Stones of Sunlight and Silver Harp. And there's a torch in there. If I have room for it, I'm just gonna grab it. But if I don't have room for it, I don't care, because we're fine. Anyway, here we go. Oh, and actually we should put that dragon scale on again just for the tiny bit of extra defense it will give us. Yay! And off we go, this walk again that we're so familiar with. How many more times do we do this? Twice more! Yeah, pretty much we fight 7 dragons and then we start to actually advance the plot again. But good news, after the 7th dragon we can pick up the princess! But is it for good this time? I'm not telling you. That's a secret. So here we go again, you know the drill. Turn on the lights, find an enemy, hopefully heal ourselves, fight the dragon. And then one more of these and we can finally move on a little bit. And I did not mean to attack this one, but you know what? That's quite fine. We're okay. And you know what? I think I need to hydrate. I should have done that on the overworld walking when there were no enemies to get me, but that's okay. Right here, we got this. Yes, the water. I love the quality of life button where the shoulder button essentially acts as an all-purpose, like, door, search, talk button. It's very nice when you need to take some water. Anyway, fighting the dragon again. We know how this goes. We just count our hits and stay slightly healed. It's a good time. Probably just one more heal? Yes. I think I did a little more damage than I realized, but that's okay. We're a big, strong warrior who's here to save the princess another few times. Wait a second, I'm silly. My average went down on that. Of course I was a little ahead. That's okay. You know what? Numbers are hard, and I think we're probably not allowed to do math anymore, so let's just... I don't want to get us in trouble. So yeah, gonna be a little extra long stompy session here, of course, just because we had a little more HP left that time, but that's okay. So here we go, folks, last dragon. The dragon loop is almost over. Of course, there's a fair amount of run after that, but the loop itself. So you'll see that I have 955 experience, and we need 950, or rather we get 950 from that dragon. So if I come across like a little fight along the way, which I definitely will because the holy water is not going to last all the way there, I'm just going to take it so we can get our next level immediately instead of after. I mean, no matter what, we're going to have to fight a little fight along the way. So we'll hope it's something a little more generous than a single slime. But good news, so this holy water, we actually learned the spell comparable to that on this next level as well. So who do we have here? You are not going to give us that extra 5 experience. You're going to give us 3, but you know what? We're feeling destructive. We want to test out our big sword. Probably should use that one to run from, but it's okay. Because you know what? Good day. Good day to be a hero. So far, not too much has gone wrong except for the very beginning. This one here will give us the little bonus experience we need, and the next one we find, we can heal up. But again, because we're not doing a death warp here at the end of this fight, we don't need to like worry about our HP being super low or anything. Is anyone gonna? Okay, there's her. Hello. And he ran. Silly little magician. Alright, so last dragon here. Average of 7 hits, but again, we don't need to like pay super attention to the lines. So we'll just heal when we get close to 40-ish or so. Alright, good stuff. And there's our next level. Fantastic. So hello, princess. You actually get to go on a little adventure with me now. It'll be exciting. Alright, so we get to go outside now. And as I said, remember the holy water that we had? Now we have a spell that does that. Fantastic. Heal myself up when we get out of this swamp. Or when I'm half a step out of the swamp because I was feeling eager. That's okay too. So up here around this little corner, there's going to be a little shrine over here. And we're going to be exchanging our silver harp for the Staff of Rain, which again was one of the 3 plot items we needed to build the Rainbow Bridge. We're going to keep our holy water on as long as we can. Yeah, this is why it was important to get our items out of the vault when we did. Once I've tried to come here and I didn't have the items and he's just like, hey, can you please go find this? And I'm like, I thought I did already. Oh no. Yeah, he moves out of the way. We get to look into the chest. Again, you get the fancy animation sound. Now we get to go back home. So I like safety, so we are going to go stay at the inn here. If you're super brave, sometimes you'll just storm the Demon Knight without it, but you know what? I want my big safety here. We'll use the spell one more time. Stay at the inn here, have a nice little snooze. Sleep over with the princess. We're going to stay up and play on our Nintendo Switch all night. We're going to play like Mario Golf and Mario Party. It's going to be fun. And we're going to go on an adventure. So up next is the Devil Knight. If I called him a Demon Knight before, that's my bad, because the Demon Knight is the name of one of the enemies in the Nintendo version. And this one's called the Axe Knight. So often I confuse the two of them. Controller, please. Controller, please. So yeah, when I'm trying to go right, or rather when I'm trying to go down and I start just turning around, it's an issue. It's okay. I swear. Before I play this game again in a marathon, I will get a new controller. But I just didn't want to go out in the big winter, okay? It got chilly enough that I didn't want to go out and do extras this week. And there was no time to tell the internet to send me one. So these enemies here, we could fight them, but I don't really need to, because we're about to go to the big grind zone after this. No point in using the repel spell again here, because we're not going to be chasing these enemies away. So the fight here, it's very straightforward. It's not necessarily easy, but it's straightforward. You run in and you mash A, because if something goes wrong, it will. But if nothing goes wrong, then they'll probably survive. Hey, look, a dragon, but it doesn't have quite the same experience as the other ones. Alright, so what's our health? 82. Definitely want to heal one more time. I was just gonna see if we can get a little closer. 103, that should be max. So go in here, run in, mash A, hope for the best. Is pretty much all you do in this fight. This is a very mean friend. In fact, I'm gonna say he's not a friend. But we defeated him, and that's all that matters. We are very low on health, and I am definitely going to just heal up right away here, because I don't want to risk anything. Oops, I used the search button by accident. The search button is right here, though. There is the most powerful armor in the game here. It does a lot of things, and we're going to put it on right away. So this armor here, first off, look, the swamp doesn't damage us anymore. Very good. It, of course, gives us more defense. It gives us fire protection. It's very good all around. And after this, we're pretty much headed into the biggest grindy section of the game. I wanted to get a little enemy there as a bonus, but we can leave. It's fine. Okay, one more time. Let's hope for the friends to come out and say hello, because again, we'll be passing through the Metal Slime Zone. These are the ones that are called the Demon Knights in the English version. I guess I didn't have to run from it. I can fight pretty much anything now. Hey, you're not as scary as you think you are. Get out. Oh, and by the way, another huge thing about this armor, it heals you as you walk. It's very overpowered. It's fantastic. So anyway, friends, hello? Hello? Friend? Not a friend. But we can still defeat it. So no farming goldmen, actually. We don't really need to buy anything else in this run other than, you know, some herbs again and probably a torch. We are going to go over to the area around where the token is found, actually, and we're just going to be grinding a couple levels, so very soon. So first off, this legendary token is in a swamp in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. So the way to get it in the normal game, yes, the normal game, not the speedrun, is there's somebody who will give you the exact map coordinates. And so generally when you rescue the princess, you take her home, she'll give you an item where you can track down the coordinates. Like you can use, you know, the item she gives you will tell you where you are on the map and you search that way. But the item location never changes, so it's just over here. Now I usually am off by about a half tile when I come in, but let's see if we can get it the first time. A little bit more. No? Back here? I just always forget the exact half tile on it because I'm silly that way. But yeah, so the princess is coming on an adventure. Now, oh, this is getting kinda scary. I'm gonna actually heal myself here with the spell. Just need to scoot over a touch here. There we go. There's the... I'm always just like off just a tiny bit there, but there's our token. It's hiding in the swamp. How's our HP? I will heal myself up once more. So here, remember when we said we could save the princess? Remember that dragon? We actually want to fight it one more time again. So yeah, we carry the princess with us for this grind section, and at the end of this grind section, we take a death and she gets sent back there. But then, for realsies, after we defeat that dragon, is when the proper donation incentive happens, and we save the princess and do carry her along with us for the rest of the adventure. So funny enough, if we end up dying to the Dragon Lord or anything else, we do have to go fight her again. Or not fight, no, don't fight the princess, that's a bad idea. We have to fight the dragon again to save the princess. So pretty much here, we're just going to be grinding on enemies for a while. This is a bad news bird. Oh, we're going to... Okay, goodbye, princess. Well, that's a bit of a setback, but that's okay. So, I was going to say, this bird here, it can heal itself, and that's very bad because it can heal itself more than you can damage it, and that's kind of dangerous. So, minor setback, but that's okay. So, normally you do the death warp at the end of that section, but instead we're going to do it now by accident, and that's okay. All we have to do is walk back over there, and it's okay. Who knows, maybe we'll get a metal slime. You know what, I should have cast the outside spell. It's fine. Yeah, something about birds are jerks. I don't know what it is about RPGs that makes birds so rude. Birds are sweet. Why do they depict them so unfairly here? Yeah, so we've got a little bit of a walk going on here, so hey, Happy Bear, I'm saying hello. How's it going over there?
Hello, hello. It's going pretty well over here. How are you?
Oh, you know, playing video games on the internet, so it's a pretty lovely day. Got to start the day off watching a bear game, which is pretty much the best way I can start my day.
Definitely. I could barely keep it together with how much fun I was having. Absolutely. Do you mind if I slide into everyone's DMs with a blurb about Take This?
Please do.
Excellent. Well, this is your mental DM, so I'm not actually going to message each of you because that would be weird.
That would be a challenge. Message everybody on Twitch at once.
Exactly. That would be difficult. But I talked a little bit about Take This, but I thought you might want to know a little bit more about what your donations are going towards. Well, Take This provides education on mental illness so that friends, family members, and coworkers can be better allies to those who are suffering. Take This reaches out to gaming companies to help them promote healthier and more productive work environments and ensure they have methods in place for helping employees who suffer from mental illness. We know with different gaming companies in the past few years that have come under fire for unsafe and unhealthy work environments, this is a critical function that Take This is performing. Additionally, many marathons have gone virtual this year, and Take This has taken note. AFK Online is a moderated Discord server that has been specifically designed to offer peer-based, non-therapeutic emotional support to attendees. You can visit takethis.org for more information and a link to the server. You can also type !Discord in chat to get the link to their Discord. That sounds like a wonderful thing to be a part of, and I may very well be checking it out myself after the marathon.
Fantastic. We're almost back to where we were. We can pretty much fight anything along the way now. It is fine. We are big and strong. Yes, there was a minor setback, but we are big and strong, and it's okay. And unfortunately, our princess is gone, but we'll get her back. So pretty much here, we are going to be just fighting enemies until we get to the level 17. So by all means, if you ever do want to come in and interrupt, I am not doing anything of utmost importance here other than, whacking enemies with my swords. Or my single sword. It could probably go faster if I were holding 2 swords, but then I wouldn't have the defense of a shield, so who knows?
Well, if you're just gonna be sitting around whacking swords, then I'm curious about something. Is this your favorite Dragon Quest game, or do you have another one that you actually like more?
Well, as far as a speedrun goes, this is the only one I've ever actually really properly learned. But I really like both 3 and 4. I played through, actually I don't even think I finished the playthrough of 3, but I started it on when they did the remake on the Switch, and that one is so good, except there's one portion where a man talks about how he killed a bear, and I really don't like that. I think that's very uncool.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Very wrong. Very wrong. But seriously, 3 is a very good game, and 4 is a very good game, and I just lost the video feed on my TV. So I have a wire. I have a wire that I'm now going to try and reconnect. It flashes on your side, I'm so... Hey, behind the scenes. The news is... Oh, there we go. Woo! Right?
Thank goodness.
Right. Yeah, so it's just on my splitter, breaking the fourth wall again. Ooh, the marathon business. On the splitter, it's one of the wires, the wire going towards the TV, is a little bit not the best anymore. So sometimes I'll lose the video feed on my end, but you'll still be able to see it on the marathon end. So thankfully, because in this portion of the game, it's literally just walk back and forth and fight the fights. It's not the most dangerous time for that to happen. But yeah, just sometimes I'll be playing and then all of a sudden the screen will go dark on my TV. And everyone will be like, but we can see it. And I'm like, but I can only see it I can see it on the delayed OBS side. But, sometimes you want to be able to see it in real time. But thankfully, because it's it's an RPG, see, words are hard, I don't have to worry too much. Because it's not like frame perfect inputs. But anyway, what was I saying? Dragon Quest 3, very good. And 4 is also an incredible one. I only ever played through that once, but I really did enjoy it quite a bit. But I had trouble with it because the version that I was playing, it was on the cartridge, and it deleted my save twice. So I was very unhappy with that. And then I may have moved to other means where you can save the game in other spots more safely. I always had intentions of playing later versions, but I just never got around to it. But how about you? I know you've mentioned that you like the series as well for a while.
I have never played Dragon Quest at all. I just like the music. But as far as...
Oh, right, that was it.
As far as favorite soundtracks, probably 3. There was a 2-disc series, I think, of symphonic Dragon Quest 3 music released a while back. I love it.
Ooh, yes.
It is so soothing to listen to and inspiring and really gets me pumped up. I think, however, the best version of the overworld theme is probably Dragon Quest V. That one is just so epic to me for some reason.
Nice. I don't know that one, but now I'm curious to check it out.
Check it out. I even have a remix of it that I love.
Very nice. Yeah, any music I've heard from this series is fantastic. Like the original NES version. Ooh, nice, level 16, here we go. The original NES version, you know, it's classic and nice and good for what it is, but like a lot of like the symphonic stuff is just so beautiful.
Yeah, it definitely takes the series music to a new for sure.
I mean, I even like this one going on here too. Like I am, you know, I grew up with the Super Nintendo as my system at home, so, you know, this is like my wheelhouse.
Yeah, first video game I ever played was Donkey Kong Country for the Super. That made me fall in love with the Super Nintendo. So yes, I am old enough to have been a Super Nintendo aficionado as a little girl. But N64 is where I really started to get into gaming. And then by the time GameCube hit, then that was my jam.
Yeah, we had, my mom and I, we went down to surprise her sister for her 40th birthday, and her girlfriend had got her, a Super Nintendo for her birthday as a present. And when they were off at work for the day, Mom and I would just sit at home playing the Super Nintendo. And it was either my birthday or Christmas that year that I ended up getting the system for our house, and it was good stuff.
That's so fun. I love that. I love that. So how about favorite game in general, just of all time?
Oh, that is so hard. How do you pick favorites? I mean, my big game that I definitely play the most right now is Beatmania 2DX, which is a music game that I played earlier on in the marathon. And, I mean, that one hits so hard for me. Sometimes I try and pick, like, my favorite, like, retro game or something, like, older or something, and I'm like, I like so many of them. Like, it's so hard to pick. Like, the Donkey Kong the Donkey Kong Country series, I played a ton of that, and I tried to learn some of the speed. I like casually speedrun those, if that made sense. Like, you know, I sort of learned going speedy, but not all the big tricks.
Sure.
But, yeah, those were big for me.
All right, I'm gonna drop. Do we still have a little more talking time, or do we need to focus now?
Oh yes, we are still grinding. Let's continue talking.
Wonderful. I'm about to drop 2 hot takes.
Ooh.
Number 1, Donkey Kong Country 2 is the worst game in the series.
Oh, that is hot.
And it is scorching hot. And The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is the best Zelda game in the Zelda series.
Alright. I'm not as familiar with it, so I can't have a strong opinion on that either way.
Understood. Now, please understand, I am mainly saying Donkey Kong Country 2 is my least favorite game in the series. I just didn't enjoy the levels or the setting as much. It's a little bit too dark, a little bit too intense. I would say, and again, this itself is a kind of a scorching hot take. I would say some days Donkey Kong Country 3 is my favorite in the trilogy, but today I'll probably say it's 1 just so I don't get roasted too hard. But yeah, Skyward Sword, I think I am cognizant of its flaws. I understand where it falls short, but the music, the story, the characters, the world that you inhabit, all of it just is really memorable and fun to me. But it is absolutely linear, and I get that. But I enjoy the dungeons in Skyward Sword too. I think they're really fun, and they're not quite as hard as some others, so it hits a sweet spot for me.
Huh. Is that one on the Wii?
That was the Wii one, and then it just got re-released on Switch. And actually, I think the original on Wii is better than the HD one, just because the motion controls aren't as good on Switch. The Wii controller actually was better for it.
Yeah, the Wii was sort of like a lost system for me. Like, I never had one until many, like, once it was considered old, so... Yeah, the Wii was only a thing I ever played at friends' houses. So I never experienced a ton of that.
Gotcha. Honestly, this is another hot take. I don't think the Wii... I mean, the Wii is classic. But every time I look back on playthroughs of Wii games now, they just look so washed out and muddy and, like, they have a gray filter on them or something. It's very strange. I don't get it. So I'm glad for a lot of HD remakes of Wii games that are coming through now. Yeah, what other... Let's think of some other games that we like that hopefully are more palatable to a mainstream audience.
Quick, we have to make everyone calm again. We've angered them. Though to be fair,
exactly.
I didn't have many hot takes.
No, it was me doing all the angering. It was all
you. I'm sorry. I'm throwing you under the bus.
No, I'm throwing myself under the bus. I would say, second only to the Zelda series, Fire Emblem is my favorite. It's my second favorite game series. I love Fire Emblem. And I would say Path of Radiance is probably my favorite. With Awakening being a very, very close second. Those games are wonderful, but here's another hot take. I actually think Fire Emblem Fates was really fun and really good. So I have different opinions than people. I also love Knights of the Old Republic, a fantastic game. It still has the best twist in the plot that I've ever seen in a game. And I hope that they do come out with that remake someday, but I'm holding my breath now that it looks like it was cancelled. Yeah, just lots and lots of good fun games out there. I think Metroid Prime is probably in my top 10 as well. I've been doing a playthrough of it on my channel, and it has been fun to revisit and go back and see what it was like 20 years ago. And then, of course, Nintendo announced the remake right as I'm doing my playthrough of Metroid Prime. I was so mad.
Just gotta do it again.
Guess I just gotta do it again, but I definitely will wait a couple to see if they do a remaster of 2 or 3 before I jump into the originals. But what about you, Sparko? What are some of your other favorites that you can think of?
Well, lately, right now, I've actually been playing a lot of Valheim on the PC. That very quickly became a favorite game for me. Pretty much, it's a game where you're like dropped into a random map and you're a Viking, and it's like a survival crafting game. And I had played it like a fair amount solo, and then around December or so, some friends started playing it, so we started playing a world together, and that's been a ton of fun. So that's I've put a lot of hours into that game. I've probably put too many hours into that game, but it's been fun, darn it.
That's really cool.
I'm trying to think what else. Another music game, actually, that I haven't played a ton of in the recent times, but I probably will once after I move and after marathoning is over, is a game called Groove Coaster. It's another music-based game. We actually have a cabinet for it in our arcade here, but it's been a lot of fun. It's a really cute and sort of interesting concept for a rhythm game. Pretty much, you go along the coaster, and it's like there's like different button combinations that you either press or have to do. It's hard to describe, but pretty much, like, it's very unique in what it is, and I'm looking forward to being able to play more of that.
That is really, really cool. Also, is it just me, or does this area kind of look like Australia?
Is it?
Am I imagining that?
Are we in Australia here?
Are we?
I can kind of see that. Though, to be fair, it's not an island, it is connected.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, this peninsula looks like the eastern side of Australia. I've wanted to do a cross-country road trip of Australia for a while, or a cross-continent, for it to say, but I think that'd be fun, and I am taking applications for a road trip buddy, so if anyone would like to go to Australia with me, then
We did it! We hit our level! We get to advance the plot, TM. So, alright, so here, the fastest way to take the death warp is if you take off your armor, you suddenly take swamp damage, and we're just gonna stomp around in the swamp. I am still gonna try and fight whatever enemy comes to me, because again, I do the lazy death warp, but I still like to get a bit of experience along the way too. But things are happening again. But again, if you want to do the really fast death warp, you can just like show the enemy like your sword or whatever, be like, hey look, it's this sword, it's very nice, but you're not actually hitting it with them, you're just showing off, you know? But again, I'm doing it the lazy way. We're getting like critical hits on these enemies and stuff, like I probably should be a little more aggressive in my death warp, but again, we still need the experience, so it's fine. We're going to be doing a little more plot advancement after that, and then past that, it's going to be heading into the final castle and hoping the Dragon Lord is kind to us. So we do get to take our death in the swamp here, which technically saves a bit of time. You get to skip a little bit out of the death animation there, or you know, the little ditty that plays if you take your death that way rather than in battle for whatever reason they decided that. Alright, so we just get dressed in front of the king here, make sure we're wearing all our stuff, good things, and we go off on our adventure. Ooh, so let's stop and think. Let's think about ourselves. What do we need now? We want to put on our repelly spelly again. Got to go through this cave again. We are definitely going to fight that dragon again, and of course rescue the princess for realsies, TM this time, thanks to the generous donations put in for that incentive, so thank you very much, everybody. Gonna keep the repel spell on. Pretty much, we're going to be getting our last piece for the rainbow drop, and then storming the castle and seeing what happens. So one more last time here, we hope. I should do a key check just to be sure, but I should have I always feel like I have the odd number of things, even though I do like the same thing every single time. Except for when I take a silly death. But the silly death we took this time didn't have anything to do with how many keys we had, so, you know. Doesn't matter. Go away, little ghost. So I'm just trying to think in my head what we want for inventory for going into the castle itself. For this fight here, it's going to be a lot easier than the other fight we had before. Which, to be fair, you still do fight this dragon in the normal speedrun route, because it still does give you some juicy experience, but that's when you stop and turn around and leave, and you just leave her there. That's kind of mean, isn't it? So you've all been very nice and supportive, because, you know, now she gets to be free. She's so happy. Alright, so again, we cast the outside spell. Do a little alley-oop here, turn around. And you know what? I don't need to put this light on, but we can... Pardon me. I can show you what it looks like. I have a drink of water, because I'm talking a lot. Oh yeah, stay hydrated. Who would have thunk that talking for like 2 hours can make your voice a little tired? Oh, I feel the sense of coughing coming. Please don't. Ooh, pardon me. Alright, so this is what it looks like down here, and that's why we never put the torch on before, because it's pretty simple. But that's okay, so here we are, outside again. Yay! Outside. I didn't put the spell on because I was drinking more water. I'm sorry. That's okay, we can fight the fight. Now we put the spell on. And if you'll see that spell on the bottom there that we just learned recently, that's essentially a more powerful healing spell than the first one. So that's pretty essential for fighting the Dragon Lord. So down here is where we will find the rainbow drop. If by find, I mean exchange the items we have for them. I probably should have put that spell on again, but I was greedy. I'm like, no, we can take a couple more steps without casting it. But you know what? That's fine. We can cast it when we come out of the cave. Oh, hello there. Hi, sir. Oops, I'm definitely going the wrong way, and kind of gonna wonder why this person carrying the princess walks in and out. But here, so we exchange our items for the rainbow drop. We get a really fancy animation for this one because you know this one is the business. From the sky, we're gonna talk a little bit more. Get the nice sound. And we leave. Run that spell one more time, and here we go. Yeah, it was very rude of me to just walk into a wall while holding the princess. I hope we didn't bruise her head. Alright, so back into the town here, just to buy the last few items, heal up our MP, and from this point on, we're not going to want to use any MP unless it's absolutely necessary. We are going to use this spell one more time. And to be extra greedy, we're actually going to use it one more time right here. Just because we want all the steps we can get out of it. Go down here, we're going to stay at the inn. One more sleepover. I'm just going to double check my inventory because I need to. Alright, we have 2 keys, which is definitely enough. This is our chainmail. Since I'm in the inventory, I'm just going to throw it on the ground because we really don't need it. So what, 6 herbs? Herbs and 1 torch. That's all we need to beat the game, and I'm trying to buy something again by accident. Whoops. That's okay. And I always double check because I just want to be sure I've got everything I need, and we do. Alright. Off we go to fight the Dragon Lord. One more little stop along the way. There is a very nice sword inside that castle, and we're gonna pick it up because we sort of need that. Alright, so the holy water is going to run off right around there. Yep. So, yeah, we always encounter a small enemy. It's the rule. You can never get over here without encountering a small enemy. Anyway, can we please get some rainbows in chat? Because we're about to build the rainbow bridge. These aren't rainbows, but these are swag bears. And they do have rainbows on them, so it counts. And here we go, into the final dungeon. Oh, I'm seeing some beautiful rainbows, thank you. And so pretty much now, we're gonna fight just about everything. There are a few enemies that we're not gonna want to fight right away. But just a few. Most of them we will. We are giving her the world tour. Thanks to the generous donations, we were able to save the princess. And hopefully not have to save her again, because this is our final run into the last dungeon and nothing will go wrong. We hope. Pardon me. So this is one of the friends we don't want to fight right now. This one we can fight, once we get our new sword, but for now, we definitely want to avoid it. So while my health is a little bit lower, I'm gonna run from enemies, but when we get back up there a little bit, we can fight a few more things on the way down. Unless this friend doesn't want us to. Sir, please. Sir, please. Thank you. If I could just step aside. Alright. I have enough health now that I feel confident enough to do a few more fights along the way. Again, this armor that heals us as we walk, it does all the work for us. There's a secret staircase here. Just gotta search for it and find it and do a little alley-oop, and there we go. Here's our torch. And that's the reason we needed the key. So yep, just going through the dark dungeon here. We can fight pretty much everything, again, except for a couple things that we don't want to. Pretty much. It's a pretty straightforward path through here. It gets a little confusing later on, but we will make it there. I hope. Alright, so the staircase should be, yep, there it is. This is the twisty-turny room here that I have, I've kind of struggled to remember which way to go, but lately I've been okay at it. Sort of going around everything. And there's our friend the Kiss Dragon. Kiss Dragon is very good for experience. Though I don't think it actually wants a kiss. I think it's a little scary. Again, this one we still don't want to fight. Thankfully we could run away from it right away. Oh, and I definitely went the wrong way there. Oops, that's okay. Little way back. I had doubts when I walked this way, but I'm like, no, be confident. You know what you're doing, but you know what? That's okay. We do still need to get to the next level. So fun fact, we're gonna fight the Dragon Lord at level 18, but if you're going for the world record in this, you actually fight it at this level. You have to hope for a critical hit on the Dragon Lord. And that's scary. I don't think I could ever be that brave on this run. Alright, I'm a little worried here, but I think we'll survive. Good stuff. But I think now's a good time to use one of the herbs. Don't want to use MP it if I don't have to. 54 is a little... I feel like it's a little risky for me to want to use the... not heal again, but you know what? We got up to 103, and now I'm happy again. Alright, so... oh! The music changed. I know it's getting serious now. But it's okay. I still believe in me. I hope so, at least. This one here, putting us asleep, very rude. This is not the time. I had my coffee this morning. You shouldn't be putting me to sleep, you know. So up here, there's a fake staircase. We don't want to take that one. So the stone men, I don't like to fight as much. They're just not as good as the other things. You can fight them, but they're not Kiss Dragon, you know? We're getting pretty close to our new sword now, too. And again, if I'm, like, trying to PB and whatnot, I'm probably tracking my experience a little bit, but it's a nice chill marathon. Hey, the music got less serious. Is that okay? Are we fine? Oops, I hit a button by accident. That's okay. Yeah, we're fine. So a little bit of a detour here. We're just going to go through a few staircases. And we'll be fine. finding our new sword. Technically, it's faster to equip it in battle, but I just like equipping it ahead of time so I never screw that up by accident. So, that's what I will do. Only if I knew how to menu proper. There we go. Sword, armor, shield, and good. So, we're on the way to the Dragon Lord now. Let's talk a little bit about that fight. So the Dragon Lord, surprise, surprise, has two forms. You defeat the first one, and then he's like, oh, guess what? I've got a surprise for you. So the first form is actually the scary one, where a lot more RNG can happen and get you in trouble. Second form has a very straightforward set of attacks. It's just on a rotation. So pretty much through that fight, I'm going to be counting through 1 to 4 with my heal lines in my head memorized, and that's how that fight goes. The fact, though, is the first form of the Dragon Lord, he can heal himself, which can really screw up your things. It's danger. But here we are, almost close to the end now. We're hoping for some of those juicy red dragons to show up, though. They are the nice, juicy experience friends that we can get now. Also, if we see the Devil Knight at this point, we can fight it. But pretty much, we're just gonna walk over to the Dragon Lord and hopefully get experience in time. And if we don't, it'll be okay. Because then we can just walk steps around the Dragon Lord and hope for the best. Alright, so here we are. There's the Dragon Lord, but we have to do a little walk around the entire bottom. Sir, please. Sir. Sir. Woo! Alright, that's time to use an herb. That's a little too close for comfort for me. Should I? I'm gonna use a second one here just because I am worried. Ah, there we go, though. Our friend for good experience. Beautiful. Please give us the level. Not quite? Okay. So I have slight concerns here. Thankfully, we ran away so quickly. Another one of these. Will you be our level giver? I can only hope so. Ooh, that's a critical hit. I'm sorry. I definitely bopped the microphone there. And there's our level. Fantastic. All right, so our HP goes up nicely. Unfortunately, we don't gain anything from that MP just because the MP only heals either when you die or when you stay at an inn, which we're very far into the cave here. We're not going to leave for that, but we're going to hope it's enough. So the Dragon Lord's going to ask us if we want to have half of the world, and we're going to say no because we are noble. And also it's a trick. So, hello. Hi, Dragon Lord. He's going to get really mad, and we're going to fight him. Oh, that might do it. Wow, that was a very good first fight. Okay, so again, we're just going to be counting to 4 this entire time here, so please excuse my learning how to count. That was very unexpected. But okay, so turn number 1, we can attack. Turn number 2, we're going to heal. Turn number 3. And 4, which I can use this herb. Ah, that didn't quite do well, though. That's okay. Turn number 1. Number 2. Woo! 3. And 4. 1. 2. Ooh, that's kind of close, but we'll heal. 3. And 4. Oh, that's good. He attacked first. 1, 2, 4. Oh, and that's a critical. We are good. What? Okay, the Dragon Lord's dead. Cool! So that Dragon Lord fight went a billion times better than I thought it would. By the way, time is not yet, because it's JRTA timing, so time is not going to happen until we actually see the end on the credits. But that was probably the best Dragon Lord fight I've ever had.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, I got a critical on both forms. Like, what? Woo! Anyway, so they're gonna take the princess away, and the king's gonna talk to me, and he's gonna be like, yep, thank you, you're cool. And then the princess is gonna come back and be like, hey, I wanna go on an adventure with you. And that's why it's important that we saved her, because now we get to go off an adventure together. And I am done hitting buttons. Again, we'll be chilling for a little while as we wait for the end to pop up on the screen. But thank you for the GGs. Thank you. Despite the minor setbacks, that endgame was amazing. But yeah, good stuff. Oh, that was a fun adventure.
That was a fun adventure. We got to see some great gameplay, listen to some great music. We dropped some
hot takes.
Some volcanic takes. It was delightful.
It was a very good time. Thank you for joining me on this.
Of course. Thank you for being a fellow bear lover. I don't meet a lot of us out in the wild. Wink. So
wink.
It's always nice to share some time with somebody who feels the same way about bears.
Yes. I definitely agree. Your game this morning was a pleasure. This is my last game of the marathon, but I'm definitely going to be hanging out a lot today, and as much as I can tomorrow, except I have work, so who knows when I'll get home, but yeah, it's been fantastic so far. Anyway, these credits are just rolling. Do you have any other announcements or anything at all?
You know, I'm just going to put out one last call for donations. We still need $211 for the Voice the Cutscenes incentive for Sky Gunner. That is going to close pretty soon because Sky Gunner is our next run. And just as a reminder, the incentive means that the cutscenes will be voiced by the runner themselves. So I think that'd be pretty funny, and I would enjoy seeing that for sure. So we've got a little bit of time before that closes. If you're interested in that, get those donations in. I believe we can do this. And let's have another round of applause for our runner.
Thank you. Speaking of time, coming up on time. Timer's already stopped. That's fine too. Here's official time, but you know what? It's all good. Hooray!
Official GG.
We beat the video game. Natara, you are lovely, and it is all good, and I did not expect it to be done this quickly either, because the Dragon Lord was actually really, really, really nice to us. It was minor setback, and then all of a sudden the Dragon Lord gave us a crit on each hit, or on each form, and I was like, oh. But yes, I think that's all I've got now, so that's me. I played the video game. Thank you, everybody. Got anything else for us, Happy Bear?
You know what? I just want to say that we are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will have our Sky Gunner run. So that will be super exciting. Don't go away, but this is a great time to stretch, hydrate, call your mom, call your dad, call your dog. Whatever you do for self-care, make sure you do it during our break. And we will be right back.